night tubers. I'm sure you've seen horseflies and deer flies before, but when you have to fight them for time in your pool, it's time to do something about it. Right over there is what I'm doing about it. That's a deer or horsefly trap. That's the prototype. I'm going to show you how to build one better than that. Alright, the items that you're going to need, and I'm not sure how this is going to work, so I've got a couple things I may not need, like the funnel. You're going to need a canning jar. You're going to need a water bottle that'll fit inside the canning jar but not completely. You're going to need a hula hoop, some zip ties, some fabric called tulle. It's like wedding veil fabric, a big ball, marker, some scissors, a tape measure, and some wire. And every project in the South needs some duct tape. The hula hoop is very important. It's a very important piece of this, and you'll see why as we go along. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to take your water bottle, sit it inside your glass jar, and draw a ring around it so you'll know where to cut. And cut that right along that line. When you're done, you should have something like this. Now what we're going to do with that, we're going to take the top off of it. We're going to place it inside of the jar. This is just a regular canning jar. Take the lid without the ring, without the lid in it, and put it on top. And screw it down. Now you have a jar with a funnel. That's very important, as you will soon see. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some wire around this, because this is what the whole structure will suspend from. This is sort of the star or the angel on the Christmas tree, and you'll see what I mean just shortly. Alright, so to sit like this, so what we need to do is make some wire run around the bottom and the top so we can kind of suspend it from that. So what I'm going to do, get some wire and start here. I'll loop it around and leave a little extra. So you can see it's just kind of looped around there. I can actually pull it tight, kind of made a little slip knot. I'm going to make some wire come up over the top on a couple sides, meet in the middle. I'm going to want to come, I'm going to just cut a couple of them along here. And this is just picture frame wire. A couple bucks at Walmart. I'm sorry. Couple bucks at the store that starts with AW, a big box store. They're not paying me for this, so I'm not going to tell you their name. But I'm sure you're not that. I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out.
I'm just going to take this and wrap it around here a couple times. Just looping it over and then twisting it like that. Now, I don't know how to do this without hoping you guys can figure this part out. Alright, I hope you can figure that out, because that's going to suspend the whole thing. This, we wanted a jar so that, see if you can see all that. We wanted a jar so that we can empty it, because it's going to fill up with flies. Okay, I think you might get the picture here. That is 42.5 inches long. I'm poked a hole in the center. I'm going to draw as much of a circle as I can. The tool isn't wide enough for me to do the whole thing, but I don't need any more than a half a circle anyway. Well, a little bit more than a half circle, so it overlaps some to go around that hula hoop. So I'll draw it out and we'll cut it out and we'll go from there. Okay, I got the circle cut out and it's pretty round. Now what I'm going to do is cut a straight line from this side to the center and start wrapping it around the hoop. Okay, basically I'm just wrapping the fabric around the hoop, poking the zip tie through both pieces, back around, and tying it. And I cannot do this one-handed, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But anyway, you'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to wrap all the way around, overlap it a little bit, and I'll have a cone. Okay. This is what it's going to look like when you finish it up. I've gone all the way around. I've got a lot of excess there, so what I've got to do, I'm going to go around a couple more spaces, maybe 3 or 4, so I have some overlap, and then I'll cut the rest of it off. Make sure that when you start, you just stay on the edge of the fabric. go around the edge of the fabric. Don't get off on it, because once you get off on it, you're going to have a weird misshapen cone, funnel, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, stay on the edge of the fabric, just overlap it about that far, so that when you throw the zip tie through, it catches the leading edge of the fabric and some of the about 2 inches of the fabric inside, and keep spreading those out all the way around so it's nice and taut. When it's done, you should have a spot where you cut the hole at the top, some overlap here. You can see where that overlaps, and it's looking like a funnel. And we're going to cut the excess off of those zip ties, and then we're going to hook it to our jar. Now we're going to take our jar, take the lid off with the funnel on the inside. Find the top, place the funnel on the inside, and screw it back on. That's what she's going to look like. Now I've got to mount the ball on the inside to make this look like a bell. All we're going to do with the ball is put some duct tape around it so that we have something to tie the wire to suspend it inside the funnel. you're going to need something to tie this end of the, I'm sorry, let's see that. I got this little screw here. I'm going to tie that wire around this screw so I can slip it up inside the jar and it'll hold. And the other end will be tied to the ball. Make sure you can see this when I put this in here. I sure hope you can still see it, but I'll show you when I get it pulled out anyway. I think you can see that in there. And now for the final touch. You want the ball hanging mainly out of the funnel like that, most of it down. So give yourself enough wire to do that. Poke a hole in your tape. And wire it up. There you have it. These things go for about $300 on the internet. I'm sure they're much nicer, but they work. Let me explain how it works. Deer flies and horse flies aren't attracted to people's exhaling like mosquitoes in carbon dioxide, or they're not attracted to light. They're attracted to heat. And this ball, I will probably paint it black, much like the prototype over there. I've got some spray paint. They'll be drawn to that just because it's black. They seem to like black and blue. If you've ever been in a pool, those are the toys they land on shortly before they bite you. So what they do, and the hummingbirds are going crazy because I'm using their one of their hooks. I took one of their feeders down to do this, and they're going crazy. I'm sorry, folks. I'll get out of your way here shortly. But anyway, a horsefly or a deer fly, biting flies never fly down when they take off. They never fly out when they take off. They always fly up. So what this will do, this will funnel them. When they fly off of that ball, it will funnel them all the way up into this funnel in here. They'll get up in here where they'll cook. And the reason I had to have a new a prototype is, first of all, that one over there was really ugly and it was really going to be hard to duplicate. And you could not dump it out. I'll show you what that one looks like in just a second. But anyway, you can unscrew this now, dump out the dead flies, have a clean trap. Alright, let me show you this one over here. Alright, here is the prototype. I have already changed out that bottle a couple times. You can see there are dead critters that got caught in the tool up in there. That was a really sloppy job. I didn't know what I was doing. Still, I'm sure there are ways to improve what I've already done with this one, but I am hoping that at least I've helped out with your ability to get out and enjoy your summer without having
too much interruption from the biting flies. God bless. Go play in some dirt and do it safely without being the risk of getting run out of your yard by flies. God bless. We'll see you next time.